let's go ahead and get the cloak done first because, well, we should do that. And hello and welcome to me finishing this drawing. Hello. This will probably just be a spare video for in case I ever don't have time to record one day. This is a spare video. I'm drawing this. I sketched it previously, but I didn't finish it because I wanted to cut to a time lapse to make the video a little shorter. So what you're watching now is me finishing it. And what it is my little character Banana Man, and he is kind of just sitting on a pumpkin. I gave him a couple different proportions and details than he usually has. He does not usually have limbs like this. Although I do think it's cool, so I did decide to do it this time. And his clothes are also not usually this pointy, but I also kind of just thought it fit the vibe of this drawing. And now I just need to finish the pumpkin, and then the crow, and then I'll actually just be done with this drawing. Well, I'll need to do tiny linies, which you probably won't see in this video, because this video is probably not really going to be edited, because it's a spare video. I don't intend on actually using it, but I may need to use it, so I still have it here. Anyways, I'll go ahead and go on to actually explain what I'm doing now. Now I am going to be drawing his cloak, or the rest of it, and it's not actually a cloak really, but it's close enough. And I think cloaks are cool, so I'm gonna call it a cloak. Alright. Oh nope, that's supposed to be right here. Alright. Wait, what if I... like this, that... No, because this is the front of the coat, I just realized. I was trying to curl it, but it doesn't actually make sense to curl that there. Because this is the front of the coat right here. This would be the curling bit. That bit has already happened, so there's no room for it, actually. Okay, it should actually go way further down, shouldn't it? Yeah, probably should just continue all the way to the bottom of the pumpkin, but I don't really like that, but it looks wrong being there either way, so might as well have it look wrong and be accurate. Okay, so how should this should be all the way wrapped around the pumpkin, so that means all the way wrapped around. There we go. This means a couple stress points right here. Let's go ahead and... he has patches on his little pumpkin, so we're going to go ahead and add those. Or not on his pumpkin, on his cloak he has patches from when he has repaired it himself. Try to add one there just to add a little bit of like detail. Alright, one there, one on the sleeve here, one here, a pretty long one. There we go. And I would actually like to add some that are like weirdly shaped because of you can't always find the right shape of fabric, right? Looks fine enough. Right, yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Although, this is gonna need to be shaded in all the way because it is just black. This just needs to be crossed twice because that's just how I draw his thing. These things will probably have some type of up and down pattern. let me try and go like that. Okay. Now, what about this? This being his belt. I didn't even say what it was, and I wasn't even pointing at it. It just looks wrong because of how thick I made his legs. He just looks wrong having a body connect to him. But he needs to have a body connected to him because he needs to connect because he is still a human, probably. Nah, he is still a human. Banana Man is human. He's just a little fucked up. And he's like the one character who's fucked up for just no, there is no reason why he's actually like this. He just kind of flips out sometimes and just is like a monster kind of, but there's absolutely no reason for him to actually flip out randomly. I haven't come up with a reason. Every other character in that story, if they like have a special power or something like that, they have an explanation on why, and also the majority of them are probably contracted with some type of devil or more powerful being. Banana Man is a different case. He's just kind of like this because he's cursed is essentially what it is. Why? I don't know. A bored witch. That can be his lore. That's canon. A bored witch cursed him. Alright, okay, time to move on to the legs. Not the legs, the bird. I actually don't actually know what crows really fully look like. So I'm just drawing a bird. Or at least what I think is bird-shaped. So if this isn't exactly a crow, it's because I don't know what crows look like and I don't have any references. Alright, I don't think crows actually have little things on the top of their heads, so... But this bird does. Whatever, this is a world of magic and shit anyway, so he can have a magic bird. It doesn't even need to be a crow. It can just literally be any fucking bird. Okay. I gotta make sure I got this bird positioned how I actually want it, which that's not how I want that wing, but I just kind of want to move on to the other one to try to get it correct. No, how do I want this wing? I don't know how fucking birds look. I know that when they flap their wings, it goes from like this to this to this to this to this, and then just back up. But what rotation is he in? Now the bird's actually probably a girl, but it doesn't matter at the moment. Alright, let's go ahead and put his little legs in. Put the little legs in. Alright, and she is actually holding a worm. Why? Because she is trying to give it to Banana Man because Banana Man is hungry and she doesn't understand what Banana Man actually eats. So she has worm. Because she's a bird. She doesn't understand. She just knows he's hungry somehow. She may be magic bird, but she is still just bird. regardless of magic or not. Bird is bird. Alright, what if I just go straight up and she's just landing? But I don't want her to just have it just be straight up. It's boring. But boring looks right. I don't like this. I don't like the boring looks more right than this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Alright. I don't know how I'm actually going to draw these wings, I am realizing, in terms of, like, you know, feathers and shit. Every time I've drawn a bird, I've drawn it pretty big or very small to where the details don't show. But this one is big enough to where some of the details need to be showing. I don't know how to draw feathers. I don't think it's important to draw every single feather. I think it's just important to get the base idea of, oh yes, feathers are there. Because if you draw every feather, it's going to take you forever. You just kind of need to establish that this bird does indeed have feathers. Let's go ahead and color most of the bird except for around its mouth, a little patch on its chest, and right below its feet. I don't really know why the right below its feet part. Everything else I'm basing off of an actual bird that I can remember slightly, but the parts on his feet, I don't know, I just kind of came up with that because I feel like that's right. And if I feel like it's right, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that it is. Also, yet again, this isn't actually based off any real bird. I was thinking of a bird for drawing the color right there, but not for the actual drawing of it. Alright, I'm thinking back to the other times that I've drawn feathers, and I'm now realizing I did this kind of wrong. But you know, I think it's fine. It's good enough for not really knowing what I'm actually doing. Alright, there we go. Go ahead and erase that and draw it better. Alright. There, that's good enough because I don't care. Yeah, I think, is that it? Is that all the detail I'm supposed to be adding? I think so. Where's the stem? Where's the stem, Banana Man? It's probably on the side or on the bottom or something, or just not there. If you've ever picked pumpkins, you know that the stems don't always fucking stay. Alright. Let's add a little bit of grass and just some details on the ground, because try to make it feel a little bit more alive or something. Okay, now maybe a bunch of ups and downs, just little hatches. Little hatches, bunch of them. I'm gonna have to make sure I don't get impatient when doing the tiny lineage version of these, because I'm getting impatient now while just doing those little bits, so Better make sure to not get impatient while doing the tiny liney version. Alright. Add a couple, like, I don't know, mushrooms or something. There we go, there's one. Let's add one like this. And then over here, we'll add one like this. And those are actually to represent my little mushroom guys that I drew, who also accompany Banana Man sometimes. Because Banana Man has a little gnome, and the little gnome has little mushroom guys that follow him. But the little gnome's actually a goblin, but he doesn't know that. Okay, is that it? Is that all I should be adding? Maybe like a dandelion or two? There we go. Alright, that's all I'm gonna add for details. Yeah. I guess on to the inking, and this is the end of the video for you. If you want to see it, I don't know, it's that page 273. It's in my posts. Bye. Have a wonderful day.